So this week took a pretty hard detour pretty quickly from how I had planned. For a minute, I didn't actually know if I was going to get a video up this week.
What are you doing? Thank you.
So this week took a pretty hard detour pretty quickly from how I had planned. I had recorded my whole to-do list for the week and planned everything out. And
Thank you.
And then literally the next day, we got the call that the pigs were going to arrive. So if you saw my video last week, then you may remember that we have adopted 3 pigs from a really gnarly hoarding situation in North Carolina. And they were supposed to arrive and be transported to us on Friday, but that transport fell through, which, especially when you're dealing with situations with the amount of animals they had, I think it was over 160 pigs, a bunch of dogs, cats. It's not that uncommon for stuff to come up and things to happen. But last night we got the call that they will be arriving this morning. Luckily, last week we already got the fence put up and everything put together for them. So all they'll need to do is show up and go in their new home. But they should be arriving in the next hour and a half or so. So yeah, I gotta go get ready for that. And I'm so excited to meet these new pigs.
The perfect. He said, let's put the mat down because that way great job.
And that was all on Monday. And today is already Friday. And everything on my to-do list has basically just gone completely out the window from there. And you know, totally not a bad thing. It's very much one of those things that just kind of happens when you have so many sort of different eggs in different baskets.
Yeah, that's a matcha.
And just finding space for adaptability in there is pretty non-negotiable. It's one of those things where, what's that saying? The only constant in life is change. And I think that is applicable on both a macro and micro level. And so for a minute, I didn't actually know if I was going to get a video up this week. I think on some level, I found myself using the excuse where, you know, I don't get a lot of views, so who's going to notice? But that's kind of not the point. I don't know of a less cliche way to say it, but the point is to show up honestly and in sincerity of kind of what things look like around here. And that maybe that will be valuable to some of you. So because the whole to-do list thing this week kind of got scrapped, my partner suggested, and I thought it was a super fun idea, to come out and crochet with the new pigs and just hang out. So we're gonna have just a little crochet and chat with the new pigs. So I thought that would be fun. I like that idea. And we'll see how interested or not interested they are in any of that. But the one thing that has very much not gone out the window for this week is trying to make progress on this gift from my sister. I'm definitely feeling the pressure as far as the time constraint goes. The little appliques,
That's my boot.
the little appliques on this, sewing them is taking a lot longer than I thought.
Hey, don't eat that. That's a chair. That's not a snack. I don't have snacks right now.
And the gift that I'm working on for her is the Woodland Animals baby blanket. And it's so stinking cute. And I love every single one of these, and it's been so much fun to make, but it's just taking me a long time. So yeah, we'll see if I can get a couple of the base squares done today and just spend some time with the new pigs. They're all pretty skittish. They're slowly warming up. But just kind of being here and spending that time with them and giving them the exposure to us on a no pressure interaction is a really good way to get them introduced. So we'll see how far I get today.
Hi, Rosie. You'll get to meet the new piggies soon. One down. Hey, Zora. What are you doing?
What are you guys doing? So I was able to make a lot of progress with the pigs, and then with some extra time spent embroidering appliques and collecting this horrific yarn ball, I got a row of the granny square motifs done this weekend, which feels great. I do still have a lot to go, but I feel like I'm finally starting to kind of get into the flow of it and have a good routine that works for me. For a bit of a mental palette cleanser, I did start joining the first 2 rows together, but the technique used to join them is beautiful, but just not one I'm used to. So it's taking me a little bit longer to get the hang of that than I initially expected. All that said though, I'm really happy with how these are looking, and I think it's going to make a super cute gift. So yeah, there is still a lot to do on the blanket front, but at least now I feel like I'm kind of making some progress. And I'm sorry this video ended up being a bit shorter than I'm kind of aiming for, but I really appreciate you guys sticking around and hanging out with me this week. And if you enjoyed this and wanted to like the video and subscribe so we can do this again, that would be awesome. Thanks again, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!